Trivial Warfare in your life, I've got a lot more for you. We have over 200 episodes on our Patreon site at trivialwarfarearmy.com. All you have to do is sign up at the $5 a month level or above, claim your rank, and get access to all kinds of awesome old episodes. And I mean, we've had some good freaking runs of shows that are completely behind the paywall at this point, so you don't want to miss out on those. That's trivialwarfarearmy.com. Today's game, it's going to be Jonathan and Matt versus Carmela and Joe. Chris is hosting, and it's time to play the game.
Players. Oh, yeah. Y'all know what time it is. This is Mr. Literature himself, cordially inviting you to the game. This is 6 rounds of trivia goodness. 3 questions per round. Every right answer gets you 10 points. In the middle, we'll take a pause for the cause and ask a midpoint question worth up to 20 juicy points. After round 6, you can wager any or all those points you've been building up and take a shot at the final round. It's a series of theme-based questions we call the Gauntlet. It's just that easy, baby. But this game ain't gonna play itself, players. Let's get it on.
Your first question in round 1 is in sports ball.
What?
And your question is, in 1972, who did Sports Illustrated name their first female sports person of the year?
Chris really didn't give us much in the way of clues to direct us between the potential options here.
I mean, we're locked in.
Okay. So I threw out Billie Jean King, The Battle of the Sexes. I don't know the year, but probably around that area, and the standing out over Laver would have been something that would have been really highly celebrated. But Matt, you had a different idea as well.
Yeah, 72 was the Olympics, and I believe it was the first year they had a perfect score in the Olympics, and I always get them mixed up, Nadia Comaneci or Olga Korbut.
Comaneci is the one that got the perfect 10.
And then I would say that would probably be where I would lean, but Billie Jean King's a good one, but I want to say that was like 71, 70 maybe, but Sports Person of the Year comes out into the year, so it'd been full 72. But man, for me, it's between Billie Jean King and Comaneci.
So the one piece of logic I have, because we're kind of, are you sure about 72 being the date for the perfect 10?
Well, I was, but now you've of course put the seed of doubt into my mind.
Well, the reason he does that.
No, well,
I believe it was 72. I don't think
surety.
it was 76. I know it was 70, so it was either 72 or 76.
Okay.
Munich or Montreal.
But the reason I was asking is, it was running through my head, if you thought Billie Jean King was before that, I have a hard time thinking that King wasn't acknowledged in that way when the Battle of the Sexes happened that year, because that was one of the biggest news stories in sports of the year. But at the same time, it could have been anybody. It could have been Terry Bradshaw or whoever was big in the early 70s. So I'm not feeling strongly. I have a doubt.
Yeah, I mean, I think either one is a solid answer. I could go either way.
Do you think that they would have gone with the non-American and celebrated the non-American female as the first?
It was a pretty big deal.
Yeah,
I mean, it was a big deal that happened, and people, and of course, when you didn't have cable, the Olympics dominated the TV, and they replayed obviously, and you didn't have all the spoilers like you have nowadays, where you would know right away. But it was a big deal. But so was Billie Jean King too.
Let's do Coma. If you feel good about that, if you think that's the right,
it was my gut reaction, and sometimes I always say your gut usually is right in a lot of cases. So,
yeah, let's go with it.
Okay.
At least we feel good about the year where the other one might not even be that year. So let's do that. We'll say we'll just say Comaneci.
So I'm not good at sports, and I couldn't tell you anything about the Olympics in 1972. So definitely didn't think about Comaneci at all. But Joe and I both threw out Billie Jean King, and I was like, I'm not going to come up with anything better. So we decided to go with Billie Jean King.
Okay. And the reason why she got it was due to her working hard for pay disparities between men and women and women athletes. In tennis, it was Billie Jean King.
Ooh.
Nice.
I got a sports question.
Wow.
All right.
That's awesome. I mean, I completely can see Komanichi being that person. Maybe she was in a different year. I don't know. Perfect 10 is like impossible. So.
Yep.
It depends on which judges you pay off.
I pay off plenty. Thank you very much.
And I still can't get a perfect 10.
Exactly.
I got a 1 and a 0 next to each other, though. I thought that was pretty good.
And Nadia Comaneci was the 1976 Olympics.
Oh, no, Matt. That feels worse now. That feels much worse now.
Kick me when I'm down, yeah.
Oh, my God.
The idea is to get a binary score, right? So it's all ones and zeros?
Yeah, that's my skill level. All right. Question 2.
Yeah, your second question, round 1, is in the U.S. Constitution. It's a pretty straightforward question. What United States Constitution amendment ended slavery?
We're locked in.
You're locked in?
I just can't tell you.
All right, Matt, we can talk.
Okay. Yeah, 13th or 14th.
14th is... Which one's income tax? 14th or 16th?
It's not the 14th. 14th is a civil rights type amendment.
All right, then income tax must be the 16th. Then I would have said 14th if you put a gun to my head and made me guess one.
Same as my first, yeah. But I know there's 2 in there.
Well, I mean, if it's both of our guts, we don't have any more information. So
we both said 14.
Yeah, why don't we go 14?
Okay.
All right, we'll say the 14th.
All right, Joe and Carmella.
We did not say the 14th, Joe.
No, we didn't. But
yeah. So I threw out the 13th, and Joe went, "Yep." There's a whole docuseries about the 13th Amendment that came out recently, and we could have a whole civics conversation about whether or not it actually ended slavery, because it only ended slavery in certain circumstances. But we went with the 13th.
Okay. And it has 2 sections in it, either slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as a punishment for crime wherever parties shall have been duly convicted, shall exist within the United States. And then section 2, Congress shall have the power to enforce this article by appropriate legislation. It was the 13th Amendment.
Okay.
We're bad on coin flips, Jonathan.
Well, it's fine. This is fine.
I'm
How are
okay.
You
you?
can't see it, but
I'm
Jonathan's
okay.
entire background is now on fire, and he's fine.
I was thinking Han Solo in the Death Star, but sure, we could do that one too. So
I was definitely going for Flame Dog.
okay, fair enough. Your last question in round 1 is in science.
It's arms.
And what is the lightest known solid element on the periodic table?
All right, Matt, what do you got? You don't have anything. Well, that's lovely. Could you read the question again, Chris?
Absolutely. What is the lightest known solid element on the periodic table?
I can't think of anything before that.
I don't know the periodic table.
All right, well, let's go ahead and lock that in then. All right, we're locked in.
Okay.
I mean, at this point, I'm just going to be naming random elements until so.
Yeah, I know where elements are for the most part in the tables. It's just is that a solid? But like I said, lithium is right below hydrogen, and I think lithium is technically a metal.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's the case, then that's I don't know, number 3 or 4 on the chart. But if it's not a metal and I'm misremembering it, then I don't know what it is. So,
well, I think lithium is a metal. I think that it is. I'm fine with that because I've got nothing substantial to add.
Okay. All right, then let's go with lithium. That's what we're going to lock in with.
All right. And Jonathan and Matt.
So we let both Evanescence and Nirvana inspire our answer. We went with the lightest metal we knew, and we said lithium.
And your answer is lithium.
All right.
Well done, both
Nicely done,
teams.
Carmella.
We needed
Great
that.
job, Jonathan.
So after 1 round, Carmella and Joe with 30, Jonathan and Matt with 10. All right, here's your first question in the second round. It's in art. Your question is, what 18th and 19th century Spanish artist is often referred to as the last of the old masters and the first of the moderns?
You didn't say where he's from or anything like that?
I said,
Spanish.
what 18th and 19th century Spanish artist
Spanish, thank you.
is often referred to as the last of the old masters and the first of the moderns?
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna lock in. We're gonna lock in an answer.
Okay.
So I've got nothing.
Well, like I said, it's too early for Dali or Picasso. Velasquez and De Goya were the other ones I was thinking about, and I think maybe De Goya is the right time frame. I mean, I can't pin down exact years, but I feel like he had some work in the early 1800s, which would put him at the time frame that Chris is asking. But I don't know. I don't know for sure. I'm kind of at the limit of Spanish painters that are not modern.
I'm fine with whatever you're more confident in, whatever your gut is saying. Because I don't want to say something and like steer in the wrong direction.
Right. I don't know when Velasquez was painting. De Goya, I can kind of point to maybe early 1800s. So I think that's the one I'd be the most comfortable with going with.
I'm good with it.
All right. So we're going to say De Goya.
All right. Matt and Jonathan.
So the names that I threw out there were Goya, Velasquez, and El Greco. And in my mind, I was kind of visualizing paintings that I know by them, and I don't know that much about Velasquez, so I couldn't really place his style. You know what, Matt? Now that I can't change it, but neither one of us named Degas. And
no, we did not.
Degas is a pretty good fit. But so from the look of the art, I liked El Greco better than Goya for the clue, and so our answer was El Greco. But I'm not sure about his time frame.
Completely forgot about El Greco. It wouldn't surprise me if that was the right answer.
Cross my fingers.
And your answer is Francisco Goya.
So now you have to determine if their pronunciation of adding the DE makes it a different name.
I thought that's...
I'm
not
De Goya.
Sure it's Francisco.
It's Francisco
Are you
Goya.
Sure?
I'm 100% sure.
It's Goya. It's not De Goya. You can feel free to look, Carmela, but yes, it is Goya. And
so what's your ruling, Chris?
I'm going to say no. I'm sorry. It's Goya.
Francisco Jose de Goya Lucentes is a Spanish romantic painter and printmaker.
Really?
Yep.
You know what? If that's verifiable, then you got to give credit.
Where are you looking at?
That's Wikipedia. It's also metmuseum.org.
Okay.
Britannica.com. So
Francisco Jose de Goya e Luciente. You know what? It's not how he's commonly referred to, but it's in his name. You can't take away from that.
I cannot. You're 100% right. Circle gets the square. 10 points to Carmel and Joe.
Nice job.
I always learned it as De Goya. I don't
That's
know
really
why.
weird.
No. I mean, actually, this is Goya is one of my aunt's favorite artists, and so I've always heard her talk about it as Goya. So,
I mean, that's the only way I've ever heard it.
Yeah. So, but no, Circle gets the square. Well done, Carmel. Well argued.
Man, we're getting our ass kicked, Matt.
We are.
Your second question in round 2 is in fast food, and your question is What primarily breakfast fast food chain was originally called Open Kettle when it opened in 1948? Again, the question is, what primarily breakfast fast food chain was originally called Open Kettle when it opened in 1948?
How are we determining fast food? Like, do we just mean something with a drive-through, or?
Yeah, the answer that I immediately leap to is like, oh, that's casual. That's not fast food.
How do we define fast food here?
I will say that they primarily, meaning that most of them that are out there have drive-through service.
Okay. That's helpful.
I cannot say all of them because technically I don't know if all of them would have it. Fair enough?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh.
We're going to lock in.
We were about to do the same. So it's been a hard conversation trying to narrow down fast food. It's like, okay, when you hear Open Kettle, immediately you leap to Cracker Barrel. But it's like Cracker Barrel doesn't have drive-thrus most of the time. And then it's like, hey, neither does Waffle House. And Hardee's and McDonald's aren't primarily breakfast places. What are the Dunkin' Donuts? Is that fast food or is it just a donut shop? Who knows? We ended up locking in with Huddle House.
Okay.
They do have drive